So we've started doing the bricklaying and it's gone off to a rocky start, and now I'm starting to build across the front of the steps. I'm actually having an issue with these bricks, and then it's going to leave us with really nice wide steps in the middle. I'll be honest, the sun is making this really hard work. It's drying out the mortar really quick. I know bricklayers work early in the morning and late in the evening for this exact reason. So this is the exciting part of the wall and step build. As you can see here, we've got the blue engineering bricks laid out, ready to be mortared in. But we're doing this because we want to make sure how many bricks we're going to have per course and what the level's going to be when it switches between this trench and this trench, because the height is different. So we're thinking, or I'm thinking, that we'll have one block and then one course of blue, and then here we'll have two courses of blue, and that will bring us up level across both trenches. So whilst I'm laying these foundation bricks, I'm just going to tell you about the footings. So when you lay your footings, you want to make sure that they are perfectly level. And the reason why that is because that helps you do an easier first course of brick. If it's not perfectly level, one side of your mortar bed is going to be much lower than the other, and you may have to pack up the mortar bed, just like I do in this video. As you can see from what I'm doing here, I'm using bits of tile to build up a slightly thicker mortar bed, and I'm doing that just because my footings weren't perfectly level. And now I'm turning the corner for the course of blue brick across the front. I'm using blue brick not only because I think they look nice, but because they have much less water absorption, actually less than 4%, which makes them perfect for use underground. Okay, so we've started doing the bricklaying and it's gone off to a rocky start because our line level that I'm using, this one, wasn't actually giving us an accurate reading because the level itself, the plastic level, wasn't sat inside the housing on the right level. So that really threw us out. So I was building a wall that was basically wrong, so I've decided I don't like them. And I'd rather just use a spirit level, which is what I have been doing. So I've used a spirit level to get this first course of blue brick in. That'll be below ground anyway, so it doesn't need to be that neat, but it just does need to be in the right place. And now I'm starting to build across the front of the steps, and all I'm doing is to making sure that the distance between that block and that first brick is the same distance as that block and that first brick, which is 1.15 meters. So what's felt like a long day has finally ended. I have got some bricks down. The main thing is that they are in the right position and they're all level, and they will look good when it's all done. It's just slow progress. So I'll show you what I've done. This is the first trench, and we've got the first course of blue engineering bricks in. And if we walk down here, this will be the edge of the first planter, which will be here. And I've got another course of engineering bricks in, which will take the front of the first step. I still need to build up this side of the planter, and I still need to build up the steps, which will be where I'm standing. I'm actually having an issue with these bricks. So I ordered these based off a picture, and I understand there's some variance when you order bricks off a picture, but I didn't want orange bricks. And just look what colour they are. They are bright orange. So there's definitely been a mistake somewhere, and I need to sort that out with the guys that delivered them. So I've been searching for ways to use these old imperial bricks, and I found a great way. Well, actually it was my dad that suggested the idea. We level off what's already right here and we put it straight across these two trenches. As you can see, there's a gap here and it's roughly 30 mil, which means that when we put some mortar under these imperial brick here and under there, we're going to have a nice level base across both trenches. So that's just making use of old materials and saving a little bit of time and a bit of money than cutting blocks. So to continue the line along the trench, I'm not sure how the professionals do it, but I've put one setup here, which is the imperial brick and the top course of engineering brick, to the one that I've just placed down here. And that gives us a line to follow, so we make sure the lines, the wall is really straight, but it also gives us a height as well. So I've put a spirit level between that brick and the first one down there. So between that one and that one, it should be perfectly level and it should be straight. We've got one course of the blue brick, engineering brick in, on top of the imperial old bricks, which is stacked on the side. There's just two there, and that just gives us the height to bridge both trenches. And there's the bridge between the trenches. And as we walk down, it comes round. The first planter is going to be about there, so it's going to come off that brick and then going to go in. And then the second planter is going to come off this brick here. So roughly speaking, they're going to be 900 mil wide, the planters are, from brick edge to brick edge, and then it's going to leave us with really nice wide steps in the middle. What's happening, guys? I'm about to start the most exciting part of my garden transformation, which is the stairs. So I've never built stairs before, but I'm going to talk you through how I've measured out what each tread will be on the step. It might be the DIY way, but it's a really simple way for me to visualize exactly what my brickwork is going to look like, so I can start getting some bricks mortared in and getting an outline in place. Let me show you. But we've got the layout here of what the steps are going to look like. So this retaining wall at the back here is actually this height, and the first step is going to come off that retaining wall and it's going to sit on this here, which will be the same height as the retaining wall. That'll give a little bit of a first step in, and then I'm going to take the measurement from this first step and I'm going to have the second step, third step, and then finally the fourth step.
To make this explanation super simple, I've provided a diagram on screen which shows exactly how I'm working this out. I've taken a measurement from the front to the back step, and that's 1095 millimeters. I'm then going to divide that by the number of steps that I've got, which are 3, and that comes to 365 millimeters per stair tread. So that tells me exactly where I need to start building my walls.
Now I've laid it out on that side, and I'm going to build it on this side, partly because it's in the shade and because I've got a lot of room to work and I don't have to move all the bricks around. So I'll have a nice start on that side, and then I'll use that side to level up and go across and start building the steps up. I'll be honest, the sun is making this really hard work. It's drying out the mortar really quick. I know bricklayers work early in the morning and late in the evening for this exact reason, but I don't really have that luxury most of the time. So I'm making do with the timescales that I've got, and I'll just show you where I'm up to. Hopefully we're getting later in the day now, so the heat should start going, maybe. But here we go. Walls in for the planter. That's how big the planter is going to be. And then we've got the first wall in, which will be at the back of the first tread. So the tread will sit up against that wall there like that. I'm going to get this next row in and just see what I can get today. And that'll be it. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening and the sun is finally starting to feel a little less warm. It's still up, but it's off the project, which means the mortar isn't going off as quick and it's a lot easier to work with. So I've done quite a lot. I feel like I've done quite a lot for a complex project. I've got the first row of red bricks in, and I've started building the first tread as well. So I will show you that now. So mind my phone there. But this is the first row of reds that have gone in, and that will be the front that you'll see. So the tread will sit on top of this brick, and the new turf will be up past these blue bricks just to this mortar line here. So all you'll see from the front is this one brick, then the tread, and then behind it there'll be 2 red bricks on top of that, which will be the riser for the next step behind it as well. This is all super level, and I'm starting to work my way up. Now I've got this in place, it's going to be much easier to start building the next wall as well. So I'm going to carry on and I'm hungry. Whilst I'm in this position, I'm just going to show you some of the measurements of the steps. So from the back of the tread to the front of the tread measures 36.5, so that's 36.2. That could just be the misshapen brick, or my line's a little bit out, but it's 36.5 is what I'm aiming for. Okay, well, a couple of mil off 36.5, but that doesn't matter. So what it means is there's going to be another 36.5, so there's going to be a wall that runs all the way along there. Another 36.5, but that's going to be a little bit higher because that's going to be for the next tread.
One thing to do before tackling a project of your own like this is to understand that you are a one-man band. You're going to be making your own mixes, laying your own bricks, and cleaning the cement mixer out at the end of the day. Usually the professionals have a labourer who does this sort of stuff for you, but you're going to be by yourself, and it's going to take you a lot longer to complete your projects just because you have to do everything yourself.
Right, that's another day coming to a close. I've got to finish early today because I'm having a haircut because this is not okay. I'm just going to show you what I've been doing today. I've started probably about 10 o'clock this morning and it's taken me till now to just get this part done, and that's because all the measurements and all the leveling, I wanted to get this perfect, and I'm going to point out some mistakes as well, so I'm just being really honest and open so you can see what's wrong. These mistakes won't make an impact on the steps really, it's just me and being a perfectionist. So as you know, we've got the planter there and a planter there. Got a few courses in of the red brick which look amazing. I'm really happy with these. They're Van der Sanden multis, very low water absorption, which make them good for a planter. This is the first row, which basically the first tread sits on top of this, and then we've got a wall at the back here, and we're going to put two red brick on there, and that will be the riser for the second step. And we've got another few bricks to go on this one here, and I've built the back up first because it's just getting difficult to work in this space because these treads are so close together and I'm standing in between them. So this is the full height of the first step, which is not really a step, it's just the patio, level with the patio, and it kind of comes over and hangs over for the first step. And those are the two red bricks that will be the riser on the first or last step, depending on which way you're talking about going up the steps. So they are in. That's giving me because I'm stopping today. That'll give me a nice place to line off tomorrow to finish off this here, and it is all coming along together. So the mistakes that I'm talking about are these are straight nick on top of the block, which isn't very nice to look at, and I know somebody will probably comment about that, and that's just the way that it is. I feel bad enough about it already, and then also the way that I've run these bricks on this planter and on the other planter are different. They just don't match up the same. So as you can see on this first, these need pointing by the way, on this brick here, the first brick that turns in, it's the opposite on this side. So it actually, we've got a brick on end there, which again, perfectionism in me wants to make sure that wants to get it right. I want it to be perfect. I'm putting a lot of time and effort into this. I'm learning something new, so it's really coming along well.